All right, what's up, everyone? Want to jump on here? Got a few different topics to talk about today. Kind of follow up on some recent posts I made. The first one was about specialization, I guess, if I could speak right. Specialization, especially with like youth athletes and specialization in sports, where they're just learning one, and not just specifically as one sport. You can play one sport. That's there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone's different. Do what the kids want to do. They if they enjoy it and they just want to do it, but specialization in sort of just that's all they do all year round. That's not what you want to do. I don't think that's the way to go. Especially especially I see it a lot with baseball is huge, where kids are just playing baseball year round. No breaks, nothing. That can be bad for the arm, just doing too much and overuse and just playing games with clubs and AAU and all this stuff that's led to specialization. And it's just becoming a huge issue. And it's kind of, I see it as it's holding people back. Specializing, especially too early in life, with sports specifically, is going to hold you back. It's going to lead to probably burnout. Um, Rather than you see the multi-sport athletes, and yes, there's a lot of good coming from multi-sport athletes. It doesn't mean that if you play basketball, it's going to make you better at baseball or anything like that. But you are getting different athletic qualities from these different sports, moving in a little bit different way, uh, working with different teammates, different things like that, learning different skills that can translate and just make you a better overall athlete. Because I think that is one thing youth athletes need to do before anything is just become better overall athletes, move better, um, sprint, jump, throw, hop, skip, roll, all these different movements that, whereas if they're just specialized and do one sport um, all year round, never taking a break, never training, never doing any sprints or anything like that, especially like baseball where you're not getting a lot of max velocity sprints, you're never training, lifting weights, getting stronger, building muscle, those types of things. You're just going to be a whatever you're going to be stuck in that you kind of get pigeonholed. I think with that specialization, man, I can't even say the word today, but so it just pigeonholes you and it holds back the growth, I think. um, and this is just not in sports, this is in life too, with business, where if you're just good at one thing, one skill, you're going to get pigeonholed. um, like in baseball, if you're a pitcher, all you do is throw hard. You can't throw strikes. You're going to suck anyway. So you might as well get good at different things, especially with baseball. That five tool player. People want the five tool player. You can hit, you can throw hard, you can hit for average, hit for power, speed, all these different things that you should be to make you the ultimate player. That it kind of gets a bad rap, that generalist, that um, the jack of all trades, master of none, they want to say. But yeah, you're a jack of all trades, but you're better at all those than half the people are at skills. So you're going to be better than most people, especially when it comes to athletics and sports. Allow kids to, um, what's the word I'm thinking of? Allow them to experiment, to see what they like. And then once they find something they like, then they can start pushing forward and working on the skills um, that it takes to be good at that. And again, with baseball, as an example, don't just be a one trick pony. Don't just be able to throw hard, be able to throw strikes, be able to throw off speed. If you're a pitcher, if you're a hitter, be able to hit for power, hit for average. That's the thing. Baseball's changed so much, and that's a whole nother rant. Is MLB is so boring to watch now because they either strike out or hit a home run. There's nothing in between. There's no movement. There's no flow to a game. It's just try and throw it by you, see if you can hit it, that type of thing. But again, then in basketball, if all you're doing is jacking up threes, you can't dribble, you can't shoot layups, you can't do anything else, you can't go both ways, crossover pass. You're going to be pigeonholed into just that specialized shooter. And yeah, you see that in the NBA, but those guys did a lot of things growing up to um, get there. They weren't just 3 point specialists, probably in college and in high school. They're probably just dominant scorers who could dribble, shoot, all these mid range game, all that stuff. But again, that specialization is just It's all a rage in youth athletes, and they start specializing too early. They think they need just specific. Oh, I need to go see a pitching coach or a catching coach, and I do catching, and I'm not. I mean, whatever. But if they're so young and that's what they're trying to do, where they could just go out and play the sport, and get all that stuff that they need, pick up games with friends, go play catch, whatever. You can get that from just practicing. You don't need all this specialization, these special camps, special coaches and stuff at such a young age. I don't think a lot of times that just screws them up. I think kids a lot of times need less coaching, and a good coach, like I do with my training, is allow kids to explore and experiment with different things. Yeah, give them some tips and stuff like that, but let them figure it out on their own. I think kids need to do a lot of that. That's growth. That's where growth happens. Figuring stuff out on their own, building on their own, and learning from mistakes and finding out, oh, maybe this doesn't feel right or whatever, and not just going and being told you have to do things this way because in sports there is no one way to do anything. You see, especially pitchers, everyone throws different, everyone has different windup. Hitters, everyone has a different stance. Shooting basketball, I was in the gym the other day playing basketball, and this guy was shooting with two hands, but he was draining everything. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to get things done. Again, but a lot of times and there's the thing again with the multi-sport, one sport athletes, either can work. Yes, there's the outliers like Tiger and the Williams sisters, that were basically pushed and did one sport their entire life. I'm sure they did other stuff outside of that, but yeah, you can play one sport. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. I think a multi-sport is better? Yes, because you're getting different skills, different adaptations. You're allowing the body rest from certain things and certain times. But if you are playing one sport, take it off season. Don't play it year round. Train. You have to be training too. Build strength, build power, build speed. So sprint, jump, throw, lift weights, those things, as well as play your sport. Take some time out, but do those that you should be doing year round is training, along with that time in your sport. But you don't need to be doing playing on 17 different teams, playing for three teams at a time where you got 20 games in a week and all that stuff. That's how kids get burnt out. And then coaches make practices just grueling and just to beat the kids down, whereas practice should be fun. I saw a tweet, I think, today from Tony Holler, who's one of my favorite follows, with the Feed the Cats method. Is we all look back at, like when you get at my age, you look back at your time and you remember the games and things in sports you played, but you don't look back fondly of the practice. Practice usually sucked. It was just, again, to beat you down and make you tired. Whereas, what if practice was fun? What if you actually did gamify things? That's what I do with the girls that I'm training with the Rage Volleyball Club. We have fun. We sprint, we work on speed, and we play games. That's about what we do, and that's quote unquote our conditioning. It's fun. It gets them engaged, competing, and hopefully they are making memories. And it's not like, oh, I have to go practice again tonight and get beat down and bored and just hate it. Because training should be fun. Again, that specialization. I think overall you need to be an athlete first, then you can get good at that, whether it's one sport, one position, whatever it is. But I think specialization holds you back. Even when I talk about it in business, you got all the marketing gurus tell you, oh, you got to niche down to some certain special thing and all this stuff. And whatever. I don't want to be like all these other fitness gurus and marketing gurus and stuff like that. I want to do things my way, trial and error, experiment. Like I said, like having kids just get good at certain things, things I like to do, marketing, making content, learn to like to make videos, even though probably don't want to listen, look at my ugly bald head all the time. But and then things you don't like to do and things you're not that great at, I can eventually push those off. I can pay someone else to do something, whereas I can buy back my time, those types of things. But I think, especially owning a business, you have to be good at different things. And if you're just good at one thing, you're probably not going to make it. Whereas if you know a little bit about a lot of different stuff, you can get good at those types of things and just be better at it. Whereas specialization, just so focused on one thing, you become so stuck in that, and you never want to learn anything new. Whereas if, yeah, it's great to do that for a little while, specialize in that, work on that, kind of narrow it down, get good at something else, then boom, move on to the next thing. So you're good. Well, and that's what training. That's why I like the concurrent method where you're training different aspects all the time. You're not just focusing on strength for a certain period of time, then speed, then power, and because then you lose the other stuff. Whereas we do it all, we vary it throughout times of the year, depending on situations or whatnot. Uh, and but we still make sure we're doing all of that and get good at all of it, or at least decent at all of it. So I like that more generalized approach for most things, whereas that specialize, I cannot say that word, but specialization, um, I think it just limits growth. I just wanted to touch base on that post a little bit, but again, then kind of getting back to the training, especially for kids. I see so many coaches and strength coaches, speed coaches, whatever they are, sport coaches, wanting the kids to start training like pro athletes or college athletes, and even kids thinking they see all the stuff on Instagram. And I know I've posted a lot of stuff like advanced workouts and stuff like training techniques where it's not for them. It's and they're doing these pro athlete workouts and training sessions that are not that are way more advanced and they're not ready for. Most kids try to want to train like the pro athletes and college athletes, but they're not there yet. They want to rush the process, and more kids need to fall into the aspect of getting good at movement, uh, crawling, sprinting, jumping, rolling, hopping, skipping, hanging, just play. Master body weight movements, push ups, pull ups, balancing, and make it fun again. Make have fun doing it, gamify things, and just make it so it's not just beating people down, fatiguing them, or they're just running endless miles or doing back squats with before even knowing how to squat, and just ruining backs and things like that, and just terrible form. Again, everyone's going to be different in the way they squat and stuff like that and move, but there's no perfect way to do it. But if they build that basic strength and learn how to move well first, it's going to do them have them better off going down the road, going forward. They'll be able to lift more weight and get advanced quicker. If you become, because then before that, if you do train, like try to train out of your league, so to speak, too early, then you end up training like an idiot, training too hard, doing too much, crushing yourself, getting injured, and end up moving like a robot as an adult, like most of us do. Most people do these days, is they move like crap from all the sitting, all the sit on the phone with computers, doing nothing all day, compressing that spine, hips, ankles, knees, shoulders. Nothing moves like it's supposed to, and that's where adults, where kids want to train like adults, kids should train like kids, and more adults should train like kids as well. Um, the adults should kind of flip the script where kids want to copy the advanced athlete, pro athlete, college athlete training program. No, they should just do the basic stuff first, get good at that, and adults should copy that same program um, and master a lot of these movement-based qualities, more body weight stuff, or sprinting, crawling, jumping, rolling, again, skipping, hopping, balancing, and making things fun, having fun. I made a video, I haven't posted on here yet today, but some of the training I did this morning just by myself to make things fun, to do my kind of, I did my sprints, and then I did in my like agility stuff. So I had a tennis ball, bounce it, run forward, I throw the tennis ball back, run forward, cut, sprint back, and try and catch the tennis ball in as few bounces as possible, or shuffle and do that. Then, luckily, the Noel Center left out their big track mat, so I bounce the ball, jump, and dive into the mats. Just make things fun, gamify things, and training doesn't have to be boring. 3 sets of 10 of this, 3 sets of 10 of that, all that. typical stuff you read in a textbook. That stuff can work, but it's boring. If you do it for years and years and years, you're probably going to get bored. Yeah, you'll probably see results if you're consistent with it. But I think you should have fun training too and enjoy it. Being athletic, moving more, moving better, and just you're going to feel better too. And it's going to put a smile on your face because you're not going to get bored. Oh, I got to go lift again today. No, I get to go train, have fun, even if it is by yourself. If you have a training partner or partners, even better. But I train early in the morning by myself, so I got to make it fun and play with myself, so to speak. So I'm just doing things like that. I think more adults need to take that kid version of training, the movements, basic movement patterns, those types of things, the foundational movement patterns. Yes, a squat, a hinge, a push, a pull, lunge. Those can be foundational movement patterns, but I tend to think of foundational movement patterns as sprinting, jumping, hopping, skipping, rolling, hanging, climbing, those types of things. That's going to do more wonders than a lot of the other stuff of just sticking with the lifting type of stuff. Because if you can do lifting is great. I love lifting. I'm a kind of a meathead, but I've learned to love moving better. Like even like I said, sprinting, crawling. It's amazing how many adults can't crawl or struggle. I started a new group this week of ladies and had them crawl, and they were kind of complaining, "Oh, how this is so much more difficult than it looks." But it is. I mean, because you don't do it since you're a baby. But it's a good way to move, and if you're doing it right, you're getting some good rib movement, spine movement. Again, just movement throughout the body. And I was speaking to the River Falls Police Department today, how them just give them a presentation and kind of went over a lot of those same things and kind of these basic movement patterns that people don't do because I don't know if we think we're too good for it or we just don't do it or we just don't exercise. Well, that's a problem as in itself. But using these more fun kid type play movement patterns, gamifying things, challenging, if you are by yourself, challenge yourself. Like I do the one with the bounces, try and get in on as few bounces as you can, or bounce the ball, jump up and grab it at its highest point. Measure distances, measure your speed, height on jumps, whatever it is, track that stuff, gamify it. So you're competing against yourself. If you have someone to compete against, great, you can do that too. Um, but just make it fun. Kids train more like kids. Have fun. You don't need to get so advanced too early. Yes, you can get more as you get older and you get more experience and those types of things. But adults, maybe take it back a step and flip that script and you train more like a kid. You'll maybe have more fun. You'll feel better. You'll move better and get faster, get stronger, more powerful, all those different types of things. And you'll be an athlete for life. So that's kind of what I had for you guys today. And just leave you with the announcement. I have made it before. I already have a few people entered, but the first ever Tag Performance and Nutrition Scholarship offer is open for entry. So you can enter for free. What it is 6 months of our Athlete for Life online coaching. So you can be anywhere in the world. All you need is a phone and a computer. You have access to me for that. Everything you need to help you meet you where you're currently at and get you where you want to be to unleash greatness in your life and help you become an athlete for life. So if you are interested in that, drop a comment or an emoji below this video when it's posted, and I will get you entered. I'll reach back out and follow up with you to make sure you're entered. But if you have any questions, anything like that, feel free. But if you want to get entered, drop an emoji, drop a comment below, and we will talk to you soon, guys. Have a wonderful day. Thanks.